So, Wuthering Waves is coming out very soon. At the moment of the recording, it's just a matter of a few hours, and I wanted to talk about it as a free-to-play perspective, because this game, we already know, it already has a lot of good quality of life, especially for free-to-play players. So yeah, let's just dive right into it, and you will hear from me my perspective for you that you may be another free-to-play and you're interested in if it's, I don't know, worth it, if it's good for you as a free-to-play. Is Wuthering Waves free-to-play friendly? We ask today. So let's just see what the pulley mechanics are in the game, how it works, how it doesn't work. Let's see. So we are on the Game 8 website, you know, for reference, to observe, for example, the first banner. It's GN, which I'm gonna pull for him. So if you want more Wuthering Waves content, you can subscribe, because this will be the first video of a series of videos I wanna do, giving my thoughts before, during and after the release, and when I start pulling and whatever. So we have the banner here. It's GN, and these are the 4 stars. How does the banner works? So first of all, the gacha rates. To get the 5 star, it's a 0.8 to get an early, and the PT is actually like 10 pulls less than, for example, Genshin Impact. So that's already a big advantage, because let's say you go for a hard PT in both games, you already saved 10 wishes for the next character you wanna pull. So that's already convenient in a small way, but it's 10 wishes. It's 10 wishes more. I don't think we already know if there's a soft PT mechanic. There probably is, but we'll need more information about it later. If I can find somewhere, I will probably either just post it somewhere in the video, or I'll just record another section. For a 4 star, the resonator or a weapon, because of course you can get both the resonator, the character, or a weapon. It's a 6% or every 10 wishes, so pretty much like Genshin Impact. Like, I feel like Hoyoverse has already perfected the gacha mechanic in some way, because having a PT was something that not all games had before. Like, the biggest gacha game before was probably Fate Go, and Fate did not have a PT system until like Genshin Impact became so big, and they decided to try and get people a PT, even if it's like 300, it's still pretty high. And then 3 stars, 93% pull rate, it's still pretty big. PT system, every time combine its own counter. Okay, it should be pretty much the same. The only thing I'm doubtful is if the PT transfers between the banners, because by this line it doesn't look like it, so we gotta kinda watch out from that, especially as a free-to-play, because we may not like commit to a character. Like, you wanna pull a character that may be a support for your current cast, but you're not really interested. So if you lose the 50-50, you can save it and guarantee your next character. So again, if I find more info, I will post it or record another section within this video. Rate up. We have, of course, the 5 star GN, Dungeon, Chisha, and Mortefi. Hero character, other characters, it's not the point of the current video. How the banner works, there's a 50%, so it's a 50-50. And the next time you get a 5-star, it's the guaranteed rate up banner. So it's pretty much like how we are used to Genshin Impact, and I can make like comparison because I'm not under contract. So yeah, if I was under contract, I would not. If Wuthering Waves finds me somehow and wants to contract me, I will gladly accept. But yeah, there's 5 current standard characters that we're gonna get to that later. As we start, we may already get 2. It's something I will get to it later, but the event banner is classical, so 50-50, and it's the same for the 4 stars. As you can see, probably playing the first month of pulling, you can, if you get lucky enough, you can basically have all 4 stars, especially because like there's not that many and a couple you get for free, so yeah, it's pretty good, especially if you're a collector but you're still free to play. I'm particularly interested into Taoshi. I don't know how to pronounce her, but she's not rate up in Jian's banner. It's probably gonna be in the next banner, if I recall correctly. But maybe I'll get her anyway, in some way. Weapon banners. So this is the first weapon banner. It has the Verdant Summit, which is Jian's sword. And will, of course, feature alongside Jian's banner. And one thing that is very peculiar, let's see if it says here, it does not, but it's just info that we know. The weapon banner has no percentage on whether you're getting the weapon or not. What I mean by that is, we were extremely happy when we saw how the Lightcon banner in Honkai Star Rail work, because it's 75 and it's just 1 Lightcon instead of 2 like Genshin Impacts. This one, once you pull on the weapon banner, you get, if you get a 5-star, you get the rate up weapon. It's always guaranteed. That's already enormous for a free-to-play player, because maybe you want a particular weapon, you, for example, you really like Jian, okay, and you want to complete his kit without giving him a weapon that it's maybe not optimal, it's good, but his own weapon is the best, the absolute best, and you wanna perfect his build, but you're scared to lose the 50-50 on the weapon, you can just get it. You can absolutely just get the 5-star weapon you want for Jian. So yeah, that's already big. Now, other than this, we have a very peculiar thing that, not in my experience, I never saw a game do, but yeah, that's just the start, because as a free-to-play, you can already say, damn, this game is pretty good, like, it has a rate we are already used to, so we can calculate with the same, you know, in the same way we are used to, like 50-50, we know it's 80 pulls, so we can farm that amount, we know how much to farm, okay? But hearing that the weapon banner is guaranteed, it's already a good step in the right direction, and it's not over yet, because this game has a very peculiar thing about more copies of the same character. So if you are a free-to-player, you are not already convinced into starting playing Wuthering Waves because you're scared it's not free-to-play friendly enough, well, you can look at this and you can realize that you can buy quote-unquote constellations in this game called wave bands, apparently. You can buy the event characters wave bands. You can essentially get two more copies of a certain 5-star character in the shop. And you can buy additional copies of the currently rate up character. So let's say the first wave band for giants is pretty powerful. You know what? Let's actually go and see. So let's see here. The first, for example, like it should be this one, the resonance chain. The usage count of the resonance skill sweep wind set increases by 1 time. So essentially, you can use it one more time. Let's say it's very powerful, it's very OP. You can just buy the extra copy. Now, of course, before you get extremely hyped, it's still not quote-unquote easy to get, because it's 360 like corals here, and you get like 8 for like, as this Twitter post for from some months ago in the beta test, we can see here that you still need, as this user said, you need 360. You get 3 corals for each 4-star and 8 for each 5-star. If you lose, it's an additional 30. So it still needs quite a lot of pulls. And as noted, the standard characters get refreshed every now and then. It's still unclear if with each rerun the limited character will get like these refreshed or not, if the game will remember how many you bought the first time. It's still, a lot is still unclear. But let's say you somehow manage to get enough corals to get the extra copy. It's right there. You don't need to go grind. It's basically everything the game already gave to you. And if you didn't use your corals, and maybe giants will rerun, like depending on how they will dictate how much a character will rerun, how the rerun will work, etc. You may have saved up enough corals because you didn't need to buy the wishes. You can, you know, just pick up the extra wave band for your favorite character, whether it's the current rate up or it's one of the you know, the standard characters. Maybe you like Culturo, you like Lingian. It's up to you. As a free-to-play, I would suggest to save your corals for always extra wishes, because as always the mentality should be new characters over the copy of a certain character, even if it's your favorite. The only situation I would suggest you to buy a Eidolon, a constellation, a wave band for your extra character, for your favorite character, is if there's no character you're interested in the near future that get announced or whatever. So if you saved enough and you feel comfortable with it, you can buy the extra copy because you love the character. But overall, I would suggest you to still prioritize the wishes for the event banner. But the fact that this is here, like, it's already something. Like, in Honkai Star Rail, I have not used the equivalent to the corals for like an entire year. Like, I used them as soon as Acheron came out just to get more tickets, and in the meantime I could have spent you know, a couple of the dust to buy an extra Eidolon or to buy a Lightcon in Honkai Star Rail. If we had to imagine the equivalent situation in Wuthering Waves, I could have just bought another copy for one of the characters I like, which is already huge, like, especially because if you go to see my video about the Acheron Pulse, I didn't need to use them all. I could have advanced some of the dust, and with the dust I did not spend, I could easily buy something from the shop. So yeah, it may take a bit for a free-to-play to accumulate enough to get an extra copy of the character you like, but if you think it's worth it, as long as you prioritize new characters and the event wishes, if you feel comfortable, you can absolutely do it for the character you like. So yeah, that's already big value. Like, even if you may end up not using this shop ever for buying extra copies, but the sole fact that this is in the shop, it's already huge, because you may end up not using it, I may end up not using it, someone may end up using it. There's absolutely gigachad mad lads out there that will commit to a character and they will just wait for their reruns and complete their copies as a free-to-play. I saw that happen, and this helps a lot because they will end up essentially saving up to 160 pulls if they win the 50-50. If they lose, just double that. It's 320, and that's already a lot of wishes saved up. It's 4 PTs in this game, and yeah, this is good value. This is very good value. Even if you like, I don't know, cultural, it's good value. This is absolutely insane. So, at the end of the day, as for now, I feel like this game is very, very free-to-play friendly. Because between the fact that the RPT is like 10 less than what we're probably used to, it's weapon banner, it's guaranteed you get the weapon, you can buy extra copies from the shop just by playing the game with the gacha, with the gacha mechanic. So yeah, up until now feels very free-to-play friendly and very oriented towards a certain player base that doesn't seem like it, but free-to-play players and low spenders are probably the biggest player base gacha games usually have, because especially with this big of a game, like it's like 30 millions, it's millions of pre-downloads that have been made. So I feel like this game, just by the look of it, pre-release knows their player base, and we still don't know how much they will be generous with the, with the resources given to the players. Personally, I hope they are like on Kaistachel level of generosity, because at that point that would be perfect. Because at that point free-to-play players would have the time of their lives, and without knowing whether this game is generous with the resources or not, it looks very free-to-play friendly. You can get the guaranteed weapon if you pull for the weapon banner. It's the PT system, the max PT is slightly below what we are used to, and you can buy copies from the shop. Overall, feels already fantastic. I really hope this game gets more friendlier, and I'm just very excited to start playing, because the game mechanics looks amazing. It looks so much fun, especially with the fact that from the beta we learned that you can basically shiny hunt the big bosses. So unless that changed, this game should be a lot of fun. So yeah, this is the end of my first video about Wuthering Waves. You can again subscribe if you wanna see more, because I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna eviscerate the game quite a bit after launch, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed and you will join me in this journey. And yeah, see you next time.